people to be notified. Obviously notify that I'm just doing a live stream though. So we'll just give that a moment. But otherwise, there we go. All right, so welcome guys to another one of my live streams today. I'm going to do this one at home and in somewhat celebration of me hitting 4,000 hours of watch time on my channel, and that's within the last 12 months as well. Now, it's obviously a really cool achievement for me to finally get to. It's certainly taken a while to get there. I've really worked hard with putting out content as regularly as I possibly can. And for me now to hit that number, for me really is a fantastic milestone, and just tells me that you guys have really gotten a lot out of the content and you've found it really useful. And certainly I have way more planned content wise that I want to be putting out that will just help people with their social anxiety, and definitely with the skill of talking to strangers. So as time goes on, I will actually put out more video content, better stuff I'd like to think, but the main thing with at least reaching 4,000 hours of watch time is that it now allows me to start monetizing my videos. And what that essentially means is that, okay, yes, adverts can now start appearing on my videos, but ultimately YouTube favors videos that are monetized. They tend to promote them just a little bit more. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that does mean that I will then be seen in front of more people, just because the channel is now essentially monetized. I can't see myself retiring anytime soon. I don't think I'll be making like tens of thousands of pounds from my videos, but it does mean though that I can certainly extend my reach and hopefully help more people again with their social anxiety. So from the bottom of my heart, honestly guys, thank you so much for your support and your interest in the channel. And you know, going forward, I'm going to be adding even better content, and depending on if my videos do actually make any money, then I'll certainly be reinvesting that into my channel and being able to pay for more advertisements and stuff with people. There you go. I could sort of hear my earphone thing was kept on beeping, like as if it disconnected. So hopefully I'll be able to actually get better interviews with people on the channel. I'm definitely going to be doing collaborations with dating coaches. So hopefully, yeah, you'll start seeing that sort of stuff, which might realistically be for the new year. I've definitely got more plans for stuff in the new year, especially now that I've been able to sit down in front of my computer and actually start like working on the little things that I want to. So I'm really pleased with what I've got in store, and I'll definitely have video content of me approaching people. I'm very different really to what the dating coaches might teach, where their content is more about like the in-field stuff. My plan really is to be able to show you more the technical side of being able to speak to people, and hopefully give you guys a bit more flexibility with your conversations, and maybe in some form it might inspire you to then go out and remember that, you know, when you're speaking to people, it's about having a very individualized, personalized conversation rather than just copying and pasting what, you know, a dating coach has said. So I'm planning a load of videos. Hopefully I'm going to have, you might know him, a guy called Ed from Ed Game. So he's hopefully, we're going to have a sit and have a chat, and hopefully he'll be able to film me with those in fields as well, which will be really great, again, just to get some actual proof of my skill out there. I don't know if you saw what Owen, my best friend, did with filming. It was actually absolutely horrific, the content that he recorded, unfortunately, when he was filming me. he didn't really understand how to do the exposure on a DSLR. And for anyone who's probably got a DSLR camera will understand, like, if something comes out really overexposed, it sort of looks like a nuclear explosion has gone off in the background and everything is just like totally white out. And that's what happened with all the infields that he filmed of me. So I managed to just about like pluck out one or two that you could just about see me, and I got at least something, but nothing really that special. So hopefully I will have some proper infields to put out. So definitely there'll be that. And also I'll have some more client transformations as well that I've got lined up. People who are willing to be essentially guinea pigs on the channel, that they're willing to show their coaching experience online. And ultimately I want my channel to be about other guys' experiences and the results that they get, and maybe what you are or are not aware of. The skill of cold approaching is something that should be just applied to anything. It shouldn't be just for dating. It should be the ability to just go up to someone to ask for advice or just to strike up a conversation. So I want to really showcase what cold approaching really can do for guys outside of dating as well as with it. Yeah, I can't wait to share that content with you. So yeah, just carry on if you can. Just keep staying subscribed to the channel, keep supporting it. It's really good to know again that like your views really do matter, and I really am just so grateful for it as well. So that's kind of what I at least wanted to just share with that, just to let you know that I'm my channel is growing. I'm going to be going shopping at some point. I'm going to just like completely redo my wardrobe. I'm tired of dressing like a teenager because of filming for everyone. I'd love to actually wear some smarter stuff, and then that gives me an opportunity also to just rebrand the channel and give it a better look and feel, and just really give it a bit more of a mature angle to it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that, and that will be over the coming months. And definitely I plan to put out a hell of a lot more in fields and demonstration videos of sorts next year. So touch wood, that's where that goes. But I thought at least for like what I'd love to also do on this stream, exactly what I've done in the past, is having the opportunity to discuss things to do with the dating industry, whether you've had good experiences, bad experiences with it. I would absolutely love to know your thoughts on it. And the more essentially we can kind of discuss the dating industry and even the old school pickup industry, I do think then the more that people have an understanding of it and whether it's for them or not. And I've worked in the industry for nearly 17 years, or it'll at least be 17 years from April next year. So I suppose realistically, I'm probably 16 and a half years working in the dating and pickup industry. I got into it in 2009, and I worked behind the scenes with all of your favorite dating and pickup coaches out there. Whoever's passed through London, I most certainly would have worked with them in some form or another. So I've seen the highs and lows of it, the booms and the recessions and stuff. And I would say I'm probably like the best person to give a very balanced and fair assessment of the industry, and my thoughts on it, and if it's good or bad for people, or like who it's for, who should attempt it, are you ready for it, are you not ready for it. Yeah, I think it's just something um, that is something that should be discussed and people should have more awareness of as well. So yeah, I'm open. I'm an open book. I'm quite happy to talk about anything with the dating and pickup industry. If you've got any questions, thoughts, opinions of it, I will be, like I say, just an open book, sharing everything that I think about it. Now I've got a couple of things here. Someone put in random numbers. What you got? I have no idea what that means. lots of highs. I really appreciate that, Hickey. Yeah, I hope so too. But more importantly for me, it's not even really about like trying to be a big content creator. I just genuinely want to help people in this industry. The self-development scene is a very big thing that's close to my heart. And, I've had four friends in this industry who've unfortunately taken their lives. And for me to now kind of step into the forefront, to actually be a coach and to put my own video content out there rather than just filming for people behind the scenes. I want to try and do my very best to really help people. The last thing I want to hear is, more people self-harming or taking their lives, or, really struggling with their mental health. And in fact, some of the things that I genuinely want to train in, and it'll probably be more next year now, is that I actually want to take up, I want to do like a first aid qualification or training, so I can get the qualification with that. And I'd also love to be able to train to help people with depression, self-harming thoughts. I'm just wary of words that I can say when I'm live streaming, and also help people who maybe have autism or on the spectrum in some form, or maybe have like Asperger's or something. So, I really, really want to help people with their social anxiety. And yeah, and there's just something about it I just really enjoy it, just to kind of like see people go from like really struggling with something to get to a place where they can look back and go like, oh, that actually, that wasn't so bad. I survived it. I don't know what I was worrying about. So yeah, but if I can reach more people, if I can be able to have a viewership that definitely makes me good money through monetization. I'll probably look at making like a product or two next year as well. I really like, I think for me, maybe unlike, other coaches that are out there, I like things to be affordable, as well as just filled with value. I'm not really much of those like, oh, here's a system and, do this. Like I like giving people tangible, proactive exercises that applies to them personally. There'll obviously be exercises that's universal that everyone can try. If you're telling people to go out and compliment a stranger, that's obviously a very universal thing. Everyone can do that. But there might be things that suggest about like, well, how can you make compliments a bit more specific? How can you make it, how can you develop your creativity when it comes to giving someone a compliment? So, you're not copying your friend Bob, or what Bob said when you went out together and he gave a compliment and you overheard it. So if that kind of makes sense. But yeah, if I can grow bigger, absolutely amazing. But for me, if I'm able to at least be in the business of helping people and genuinely helping people with their social anxiety so they can live a happy life in some form, then yeah, I'm all for it. Absolutely all for it. Am I in an office? No, I'm at home. Hi. No, I don't. Okay, I don't know why you've gave me Legends, but that I can only assume he's probably messaging someone else in the group there. So no, if you've got any questions, guys, by all means do fire away. And in fact, as well, this also gives me the opportunity to just see what the live stream is like from working at home. As you've probably seen when I've done other live streams, especially when I've been out filming with Christian or Ephraim over the last couple months. I've obviously been walking to the train station and then doing my live streams then, and you go through somewhat dead zones, and that kind of means then that I think I lose literally like 20 people viewing the stream, and then I'll walk a little bit further down the road and then I've just said like the most amazing stuff and it's just all been missed. So it is what it is at the end of the day with that. But no, by all means, guys, if you have any questions about the industry, then yeah, by all means, do fire away with them. I'm an open book. I'd love to answer your questions on thoughts maybe that you've got. I'm happy to even give you advice and stuff if you need dating advice or just social anxiety advice. Again, I've been in this industry for 16 years. I've worked with about 85 plus different dating and pickup coaches during that time. I've seen the booms and recessions of it, as in like coaches who have come and gone, who've worked for a company and then gone solo and then started their own company. And then there's been some like disband and everyone's then done their own thing. You know, I've been there through literally the highs and lows of it, and even the evolution of the industry as well. And I've been very fortunate to help it to evolve behind the scenes, whether it be the actual filming content that's gone out that you guys have watched. You might not have been aware, but it was because of the content that myself and Johnny Berber, when he was alive, or Johnny O'Halloran was alive, we were the ones who started the rejection show reels, or the rejection compilation videos that maybe you've seen. Because once upon a time, there was an era where coaches weren't actually showing their rejections. They were only putting out content that was just their best stuff. And this was before I got involved with filming, because I didn't start filming until after the Darren Brown experiment, because I was on in an episode on TV for Darren Brown. I was in a placebo experiment, and it wasn't until after that's when I started my own business. And then the coaches that I worked with, as when I was just an intern at a dating company in London, that's where then they became clients, and then I got my foot in the door, and suddenly I was now working with dating coaches during that time. So no, content that I made when I got involved, I encouraged the rejection compilation videos. I certainly changed how infields were filmed, as well as I really encouraged and brought in a lot of anonymity with the approaches as well. Because what's absolutely scary is that there are guys out there who will literally try and like investigate and like stalk and try and find out like who that girl is that a coach spoke to, where she works, where she lives, and stuff like really really creepy stuff. And I managed to kind of like prevent almost all of that, which was amazing to do. So, I've certainly influenced the industry behind the scenes, definitely on like the filming front, and even how content has gone out. Like coaches, believe it or not, like a lot of coaches, although they knew how to approach. Hello again, cool man. I do remember you from another live stream. I do hope you're well, my friend. But what was I saying? I've got a train of thought like a goldfish as well. So what was I saying just before that? Oh yeah, believe it or not, like coaches, they have the knowledge, they have the skill, but they always struggle to articulate the advice that they gave. So I was able to kind of help them with how to articulate that information and structure it in a way that made it more bite-sized for you guys to understand when you were watching those infield videos from every dating coach that you could think of, again, that passed through London. So yeah, it's been a really, really cool, I suppose 16, 17 years in that sense. I've seen so much, I've experienced so much myself as well. I absolutely love it. And, like I said at the start of this stream, in case you're only just checking this now, maybe even on the replay, I have got big plans really for this channel going forward, and I want to evolve it. I want it to be more content than just me, talking to camera and just doing stuff. I'd really, really want to try and get more content outdoors if I can, get more in-field stuff, or more street demonstrations or client transformations. Yeah, it's just not always easy. The irony, I've said this to a few people, but the irony when I'm the cameraman and producer for like every dating coach that's out there who comes and goes through London, is that whenever they need help, they all come to me for that help, for the filming, for the business advice, and so on. But the irony is that when I need filming, I have literally no one to turn to. And it is very difficult to film stuff on my own. And although you might be thinking, like, well, Daniel, why don't you just have the camera hanging around your neck and just film people that way? I think it would be just highly inappropriate if I'm literally approaching women. I've got this camera around my neck and I'm probably like filming their chest. I don't think that would really give off an appropriate message for my channel. But, that's not the sort of thing that I want to be putting out. I really want to be demoing, conversation skills, complimenting, warming up, getting into flow state, and certainly again like working on social anxiety, because everyone's different with their social anxiety, and everyone's got strengths in one area and weaknesses in others, and it's like completely vice versa for other people. Actually, that's their strength rather than weakness, and that's their weakness rather than their strength. So I want to put out just as much stuff as I possibly can. So hopefully, fingers crossed, like Ed will be more than happy to film me, because he's probably the only person that I've now discovered who actually can film with a DSLR camera, and I may not need to ask him to, or I might not have to give him my camera to film. I think he's got his own camera, which is brilliant. Because I've had guys actually ask me, like, oh, I can film for you if you give me your camera. Excuse me, if I give you my camera, and I'm like, unfortunately, I am not giving you a £2,000 camera to hold on to. Especially if I don't know someone. The last thing that I want is to have to like run off to the toilet and then come back and then camera's gone. So unfortunately, that's why I'm not taking on anyone who wants to is willing to do filming for me, but wants me to give them my camera to do it. Unfortunately, that will have to be a big no-no as well. But no, by all means, guys, that if you've got questions on things with the industry, do please fire away. And again, like, thank you for new people who are coming in watching the stream. Thank you as well so much for helping me to get to 4,000 hours of watch time for the channel. It really means a lot to be able to actually get these kind of views on the videos. I can certainly see what's my popular stuff as well. It does seem like a lot of people really like the dual and back stuff. That seems to be some of my top content. Interestingly, that goes out, and I'm a huge advocate of it. So I'll definitely be putting more content out. I'm going to try and see if I can make some like documentary social experiment like videos with it, ones where like I maybe do it for like 30 days, or get maybe you guys to do it for 30 days, and then we can kind of see what the results are like afterwards, like with just the results on the game. Or I'm pointing to my laptop because I've actually got it up on the screen, because I'm going to probably do a game all rounds after I've done the live stream. But even then, to actually document, like, how does it help you with your brain? Are you thinking more clearer? Are you articulating your conversations better? All makes a huge difference when you're playing it. But now, honestly, if you've got questions, guys, fire away. I'd love to be able to chat to you about the dating industry, the pickup industry. I've seen it all. I've got my own thoughts and opinions on it. Some good, some bad, or some positive, some negative is probably a better way to say it. But I would love to be able to talk to you about it. And I think even in the wake of things that have happened in the past as well, I do believe, like, yeah, it's a really good idea to have these conversations about stuff that people just maybe don't understand, or they don't have that awareness of. The more clarity you have about the dating industry might encourage you to do something about your current situation. If you've got social anxiety, then, like, why sit with it? Why not do something about it? Don't just revel in it. Don't let it spiral. Don't let yourself just fall into this like abyss-like feeling. Like, actually do something about it. So I'm open to talking about anything in the industry. And like I say, I am an open book with it as well. So yeah, fire away with your questions. Any questions you have, go for it. No holding back. And as long as they're sensible questions as well, like, they got to be within reason. Like, I'm not going to talk about like how many girls a coach has slept with or something, or something weird like that. I don't really care for those sorts of statistics. But any questions about the industry, or maybe even about me, maybe you've got questions about me and the stuff that I do with like my life coaching, with my social anxiety stuff when I'm taking people out cold approaching, maybe it's about my coaching, maybe it's even about the eye movement therapy stuff that I do with people and how it detaches from people's emotions and memories to help them to overcome their traumas, whatever it is that you need help with, or any questions that you've got, by all means, do please fire away with your questions. Because the last thing I want is me just being literally another talking head video. I love to be able to have like discussions with people. I think it's really, really great to be able to just talk about like anything to do with the dating industry of sorts, and whether you're aware of it, where maybe you're not aware of it. I don't know the reasons why you've come to check out this content, or maybe even why you've joined this live stream. But again, I really want to help people, and I want to give people more insight and have those discussions. And the best way to do that is to literally answer questions. So yeah, if you've got questions on stuff, then yeah, do please fire away. Got any questions, guys? God, you can ask me any questions you want about the dating and pickup industry, or even about my coaching, or about the stuff that I help people with. Whatever it is, by all means, like fire away with your questions. The amount of times I've even said that phrase is absolutely uncanny. But I mean it. I really want to have conversations with people. I think it would be just great to be able to talk about this sort of stuff. So yeah, ask me literally anything. Okay, brilliant. I can see I've got more people joining. Guys, welcome. Or ladies, welcome. Whoever you are, if you've got questions about the dating or pickup industry, by all means, do far away. I've worked behind the scenes for like the last 16 and a half years in the industry in London. I've worked with about 85 plus dating and pickup coaches. I've seen the highs and lows of it, and one of the things that I really like to do is to be able to just help people have better insight with the industry. And above all that, I'm also celebrating reaching 4,000 hours of watch time for my channel. I've done that within like the last 12 months, which is absolutely fantastic. And it's now meant that I've been able to unlock a couple more things on my YouTube channel, which should hopefully encourage it to grow just a little bit faster, especially if I can actually get some more juicy content out there, such as me working with clients and also having client transformations, and definitely demonstrations of me on the street with people. In fact, I'm even thinking about doing like street interviews as well. I think that could be quite a cool one. So I'm going to be having as many things planned as I possibly can over the coming months, and definitely for the new year. I think my plan next year is to try and go more all out with having in-field or street demonstration content, so I can actually do a lot of demonstrations on how to have conversations with strangers, how to be very authentic and be very honest with people that you meet, and more importantly, just how to be a genuine person rather than feeling like you have to copy and paste stuff that you've seen from any dating coach or lines and things that you've heard from videos and thought to yourself, oh yeah, I'll apply that to me and that'll work, and then you find it doesn't do anything for you at all. So um, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff planned in the near foreseen future. But until then, I'd love to be able to give you guys more insight into the industry, or just to be able to talk about anything to do with the industry overall. So, yeah, again, if you've got questions, I can see I've just had a nice little jump there of people coming in. I can also appreciate that the title of this video is probably a little bit different to what I'm now talking about asking questions or having a chat about the dating and pickup industry. I'm probably getting people joining, going like, oh, what's this? He's just reached 4,000 hours of watch time. What is this channel? And for those who are just joining, the channel is to help people with their social anxiety. And I'm someone who's very much into the idea of experiential training, where it might be easy to just sort of sit there and watch videos, or just to talk about how to be sociable. I really like to be more productive and actually put myself and my clients into those situations that maybe really scares them, and give them that support so they can overcome that social anxiety, that fear and anxiety that they have in those moments. So, I'm trying also my very best not to sound like a broken record here, because it is so easy. It is so easy to end up saying the same thing over and over. So I'm trying my very best not to literally just regurgitate my words. So oh, amazing, right? So I've got a question from Tree Bark. So first of all, thank you so much for the question. Absolutely, I really really appreciate it. Hi Dan, I hope you're doing okay. Back in the day, Tom Torero was caught using an actress for an infield. Did you record that interaction, and how common was that back in the day, or even today? Thanks. Really good question. So no, that wasn't me who filmed it, but I was there on the street when that was filmed. So at the time, that was when Tom Torero was working for a company called daygame.com. And he was regularly filming on Oxford Street with I can't think of his name. It wasn't Tim, Simon. I can't think of it. Well, daygame.com, they had their own camera guy. Timothy? No, I can't think what his name. I'm not even going to guess. But no, they had their own cameraman who was then doing the filming for them. And at the time, I was filming with Johnny Berber. And hilariously, this was a time as well when Oxford Street was so overused for filming a lot of approach content. And I do remember the time as well, like I'd be saying to Johnny, like, look, we're going to have to keep going elsewhere. It's almost like coming across charity workers literally like lining up on the street, and instead it's just guys doing cold approaching, and like the poor girls, every few meters that they're walking, or every few feet, they're literally being stopped by someone else, which I do remember was quite funny. But no, it's not something that guys do, at least that I'm aware of. I think one of the things that I'm quite that I think people should be rest assured with is that I don't tolerate that sort of stuff when I've filmed with coaches. So everything is all very honest. Like for me, whenever I film someone, that is someone that they have genuinely met. They haven't hired them, and believe it or not, hiring an actress to do stuff like that is incredibly expensive. It's really not worth the cost of a coach, and there is nothing special these days about like having some like kiss clothes on the street. It's more just for the flashiness, maybe to kind of get like a viral video or something. It's really nothing special. But let me just bring your question back down again. So no, I do remember that though at the time, because Tom was then essentially like exiled from daygame.com. People weren't happy with it. I think he did it though because he needed to have content that stood out from all the other coaches. And I remember at the time, I think I was filming with near enough a dozen different dating coaches. So you can imagine then I was like filming the exact same thing over and over, and then there was me having to try and like create a slightly different thing with every coach. But no, but back then, no, I wasn't with Tom. But Tom, though, did feel like that there was that pressure that he had to try and outperform a lot of the other clients that I was working with, which kind of led him to take that action, which in a way ended up being kind of like a silver lining or a blessing in disguise for him, because he then did go solo, and I know he was happy going solo and being able to run his own business and do his own thing. But no, it's not something that that people do, because I think what it came down to was the backlash that he had was just so severe that I think any coach ever since just made sure never to do that sort of thing. It's like there was also a guy back then, I can't think of his name, but he used to like get these like same day lay videos. It was really awful, but one day it seemed he got caught out because he kept claiming that he was meeting girls and then sleeping with them the same day, and then someone noticed that in a video that he put out, that when he'd met a girl in a park, her bra strap was, I think, like white, because of the dress that she had. It was kind of like hanging through her shoulder, like I think like a jumper was sort of slightly hanging off, and you could see it. And then back at his, suddenly the bra strap was black or like a different color, and people were like, how did that happen if you just spent literally a couple of hours with her? And he got caught out, and he got like totally exiled out of the industry. And then I think he moved to Thailand, and now he's like doing something completely different, or he's like traveled somewhere else in the world. But no, there's just way too much backlash for guys or coaches to actually take that kind of risk. And I personally, I wouldn't advise it. I think if a coach has to fake a kiss, or like fake like having something promiscuous happen, then I would say that they're not really being an authentic coach, which, okay, it's stating the obvious, but they're not someone that I would then be looking to go to for a service. Because if I can't trust them necessarily with something like putting out true content, then how do I know that they're actually a real coach when the cameras are not on, and then they're being paid like thousands of pounds? Because I do think coaches are charging extortionate amount of money for something that should be just really simple to take guys out and just teach them how to cold approach. Like, it shouldn't be like more costing more than like a personal trainer, which is just absurd. I can understand the specificness of the niche, but it does start getting really wild, especially if they don't have a reputation as of yet. So yeah, it does kind of surprise me with that. Hopefully that kind of answers your question. I'm aware, like, I've kind of like expanded it a fair bit there, and maybe even pulled it away from your particular point. But no, definitely. I mean, just looking back at your question, yeah, I remember Tom felt very guilty about it at the time, but the silver lining was that it did mean it encouraged him to go self-employed and to do his own thing, and then he was just able to help even more people during that moment of his life, which he really did save lives. And to think like everything that he went through and him taking his life, but he really did save so many men's lives. And I think had they have been able to tell him just how much he helped, who knows, maybe he would have still been here today. It's hard to say, but no, no one else that I knew faked in fields or did that sort of thing. And fair rightly so. So what else we got here? So hi bro, hi to you too. What happened to my hair? What do you mean? My profile picture looks different. Well, I mean, it is a cartoon of me. Or you've got me, yeah, maybe with like a slightly bigger beard, but yeah, nothing's different. Definitely nothing's different there. But no, honestly, thank you so much for that question, Tree Bart. That was a really, really good question. Um, and actually, I'm also amazed that you remember that, unless maybe you were around in the industry also during that time as well. Which that I'd be fascinated to hear if you've been in the dating and pickup industry almost as long as me. Because I mean, I was there before. I was in the industry just before Tom became a coach. You know, which is crazy. In fact, I mean, I was in the industry when Andy and Yad were working for PUA Training, and this is before they formed the daygame.com company. You know, so I mean, that's really, really going back a few years. I think that was like 2009. In fact, it would have been like 2009, 2010, because I joined it in 2009. That was when I got introduced to Neil Strauss's book, and yeah, and obviously the floodgates just sort of opened with that. But no, really good question though. I really appreciate that. No, thank you. But anyone else? Has anyone else got any questions as well to ask? Oh, I've also got to try not to slouch. I can feel I keep getting backaches. Oh, lots of clicks as well by the sounds of it. But yeah, if you've got questions, I'd love to hear them. Oh, and I can see as well, I've got a new subscriber. Yes. Now I've got 3,190. That is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I can see I've got a couple more people that have joined now. It's a shame I can't play like music here because that would be just so it add more of an atmosphere, make it a bit more light-hearted, I would say. But yeah, it's just, it's all I need. I've just unlocked monetization, and then monetization is then blocked, literally blocked, because I've now abused it with copyright. That'd be terrible. But yeah, if you've got questions though, I'd love to hear them. Just checking my battery. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Plenty of battery. So yeah, if you've got any questions, I'd love to hear them. Whether it's about me, about my channel, about my business, about the dating industry, the pickup industry, whatever it is. Yep, I have indeed worked with Ollie as well. I helped him with his is it get I can't think of what his channel's called now. It's not uh, I can see the picture of it in my head. It's kind of like a picture of like a silhouette of a guy, like I think wearing like a tuxedo or something. Um, is it Make Me That Guy? Maybe Make Me That Guy actually. But no, I've done filming with Ollie many times over the years. I mean, I've known Ollie since 2009. So also when he was obviously much younger and he was doing a hell of a lot of like fashion stuff for magazines and big brands. Yeah, really, really fascinating guy. Certainly knows his stuff when it comes to fashion as well. Um, but yeah, I think yeah, and I think he's married now actually. But yeah, pretty much every dating coach or any coach who works in this industry, I have worked with in some form or another. There's very few coaches that have escaped me these days, who I haven't worked with. But yeah, I mean, I have literally, like hand on heart, I have literally worked with everyone. everyone at this point almost. But yeah, just looking at my channel as well, I need to rebrand it. I need to figure out a new like color scheme, I think, and get new pictures, which will be something else as well. Once I get my fashion sorted, then definitely I'm going to. I am. Oh, there's a bit of a duplicate there. What's going on there? Yeah, I'll definitely be getting more professional photos and just get everything smartened up on like the channel and stuff, which will look good. Oh, just realised my VPN is on. It's saying that I'm in a completely different country. There we go, that's better. What's this? Oh, it's just telling me cryptos are in a little jump. Okay. Yeah, have you guys got any other questions that you'd love to get some insight into? Do you think women coaches have a role in men's dating, or do you think the things you focus on can only be taught by someone who has been in man's shoes? It's it's a difficult one. It's because I know of a few coaches, a few female coaches, who teach both men and women to do pickup or to do cold approaching, and I've certainly seen the skill from both sides of the fence here, and really, what's taught to the men, what's taught to the women, what's the grey area in the middle, that is really where, like, if both sides had a better understanding of, then actually dating would be even easier, because you'd know how the other person is kind of like game playing. But I think it's important that there should be women's coaches. I don't think that they always have the correct insight into the struggles that men go through, unless they've actually either been through it themselves, or if they've actually got like a family member, like a brother or someone who is going through that, and then they can actually resonate with it better. Because I don't think necessarily there have been female coaches that can understand, like, um, you know the depression that men can go through, or the loneliness that men can go through, because women really are just so much more sociable than men in general, and they can change their perception of them in the world. Like, if a woman just literally just puts on a different kind of like fashion sense, something that's maybe a little bit more I'm not going to say revealing, but certainly something that kind of gives off a much more sensual vibe to people, then she'll suddenly get like positive reinforcement for it. Whereas anything that a guy does will always kind of be seen as like, oh well, you've done this wrong, that's wrong. Like, oh no, you've got to literally grind more and more. If it was like a video game, you've got to grind more and more than someone who's probably got the game set to easy mode and you've got it on hard mode. So I mean, it depends, I would say, without trying to waffle too much about it. I think it really depends on what kind of knowledge a guy is trying to get from a coach. I would say overall, it's better really if a guy goes to a man or another guy for dating advice, someone who's actually been through it. I think it's important though that a guy actually kind of goes to a coach who he resonates with, has like the right kind of personality and stuff. Unfortunately, there are plenty of coaches out in the world who, they're all very much like marketing. That it's they kind of like sell the dream, sell the outcome and the success, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they are the right coach for you. But also guys, when they're looking for coaches, sometimes though they when they go to a coach, they're still missing some of the like the really important fundamentals of like sympathy and empathy, and human connection with women that you're meeting. And from what I have observed over the years, sometimes the male dating coaches, they don't really teach that. They teach the system, they teach the, you know, the desensitization of like just getting over of that feeling of being rejected, you know, so you know you can just kind of speak to people, but they don't teach you like, well, how do you build connection with someone? How do you have a conversation? It's kind of about like teaching the 5 minute interaction and then getting the number. And then, you know, a lot of guys struggle when they've then gone on a date and maybe they have had something happen or not. But then if they want to see the girl again, or, you know, or a second date happens, the guys struggle. They just haven't learned how to actually be a boyfriend or how to actually be supportive of a girl that he really likes. He's just been taught the very fast self-selling angle of an interaction. Whereas if you do go to a female coach, they do at least give you those missing blanks. They'll kind of like give you more of the insight into female psychology, what women are essentially kind of like after, and I say that loosely, like what they think they're after, and just for you to be able to then like learn a bit more, just like, well, you know, if I'm speaking to a girl, like how can I flirt with her a bit better? How can I build a better, deeper connection with her? So, you know, if I want to make her my girlfriend, I can actually be a supportive boyfriend. You know, and you'll get that sort of stuff maybe from like the female coaches, unlike the male coaches who, you know, they're just there just to kind of like teach you, like, here's how to approach, here's how to have a conversation, here's how to give off that masculine energy, and, you know, and let her kind of melt into you and stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. It's a good question. It is a good question. Just whether or not I've explained that in the right kind of way. Um, but no, I like that question though. But yeah, having both male and female coaches in the industry, I think, is a good thing. And actually, also one of the bigger things as well is it kind of says how normal it is to be going to a dating coach to learn how to cold approach. It's kind of difficult. It's then a bit more of a difficult argument if there's only just like male coaches in the industry, and learning this. I mean, okay, there's certainly going to be more men than women who are seeking help with cold approaching, but there are a lot which, you know, which guys aren't aware of, that there are a lot of female coaches out there who are teaching women how to cold approach and meet people, which is great. It's really, really good. But as long as there's at least, you know, both male and female coaches out there teaching both men and women how to cold approach or how to meet people organically, I suppose, or how to actually have proper conversations and deeper connections, then yeah, I think it's, in a way, it probably is a really good thing for the industry. Even if maybe, I dare say, you know, the female coaches maybe can't quite offer what the men need, but the fact that they are there as well just says just the importance of the skill and why people shouldn't be afraid of it as well. I'm based in London, Mr. Govind, and welcome to the live stream and the channel. If this is your first time jumping on the stream, or even visiting my channel, just overall. But no, I like that question though. Well, not the where am I from question, the one from you, Tree Bark. I thought that was really good. I've got the hiccups from all that talking as well. Oh dear. So I'll leave it just for a moment, see if there's any more questions. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. Every subscriber just helps me to reach more people and help them with their social anxiety, and also just helps me to grow my business as well, which you know, would be absolutely amazing to be able to carry on helping people. Now, you're more than welcome. Honestly, you're more than welcome. They've been really, really good questions as well, and I like being able to talk about this stuff with the industry. Gives me more insight into, you know, what you guys have experienced on, you know, on the other side of the screen, essentially, because, you know, I'm always working with the coaches, filming them, and with some it's been editing their content and running their YouTube channels and, you know, building their businesses. But I don't always get the opportunity to actually speak to people of like, yeah, like, what's been your experience of the dating and pickup industry over the last 10, 15 years? Has it been good? Has it been bad? Like what did you notice with it, you know? So no, really cool questions. Really cool. No, thank you so much for them. I would say no, thank you again. And I think what I'll do now as well, because it is 6 o'clock and I think I'll probably go and make some dinner, I'll wrap it there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you can. If you're interested in checking out my coaching services, by all means have a look on my website. It will give you a bit more insight into, you know, the sort of stuff that I do, how I help people. I'm all about desensitization and exposure therapy. I think the best way to work on one's social anxiety is to actually put yourself in the situations that you're scared of. And with my support, I will help you through those moments so you can look back and go like, it actually wasn't so bad. But again, guys and ladies as well, thank you so much for helping me to reach 4,000 hours of watch time in the space of this year. I have worked really, really hard for it. For me, it was kind of like a milestone that I really wanted to try and achieve, and I've done it. And it just means now that what I will do is I'll try my very best to be putting out much better content, as much as I'm sure you can appreciate. You know, the talking head videos and stuff that I do put out. You know, I would love to have more street demonstration stuff. And unlike what dating coaches will put out, I want to put something out that's going to be my own thing, and to be able to just help everyone with the idea of cold approaching, and that can even include women too, 100%. So, you know, subscribe to the channel if you can. Again, it really helps me out. Thank you so much again. And also, yeah, if you're interested in coaching, I've got a few slots left before the end of the year. I can probably take on maybe like 3 more clients, 4 more clients before I like officially wrap up before Christmas. So yeah, if you're interested, let me know. Head to my website, or I've now in the description actually put a Calendly link to go straight to actually booking in a conversation with me. So maybe even at the very least, that might be able to give you the inspiration, or maybe the incentive to go out and start taking action. So I look forward to maybe chatting to you. But otherwise, thank you again so much for watching. And I'll definitely be making some more video content over the coming days and weeks to put out, and you can look forward to that as well. But till then, I think I'll probably go and have some dinner.